Wow, Otto, Steakburger.
Assalamualaikum story timers, and welcome to a new story time today. How is everyone doing? I hope you guys have been having a great day and you're excited to start learning more about Prophet Musa, inshallah. We have some amazing stories to talk about today, inshallah. So as always, let's get started. Let's first start with our dua. Bismillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Let's get started. So first, before we get started, let's just do a summary of what we learned about last week for Prophet Musa. Who is Prophet Musa? Prophet Musa was born from the people of Bani Israel in Egypt. But during this time in Egypt, the evil king, the Pharaoh, was very, very mean and evil to the people of Bani Israel. He once had a dream that a boy from the Bani Israel would try to take over his kingdom and would remove him as a king. And he became very nervous about this and therefore decided to evil plan of killing the boys from Bani Israel. Prophet Musa alayhi salam was born during this time, and his mother was very concerned for his safety. She was afraid that the evil Fir'aun would do something bad to him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then inspired her to put baby Musa into the Nile River. And the Nile River, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala washed over him. And Musa alayhi salam washed up from the Nile River into the Fir'aun's very own palace. And when that happened, his wife Asiya, who was a very kind woman, found baby Musa and took him in as her own. And then Musa alayhi salam was returned back to his mother, who took care of him and was nursing to him while he grew up in the palace of the Fir'aun. And so here we are today. Musa alayhi salam grew up in the Fir'aun's palace, just as if he was Fir'aun's very own son. And he was a very, very smart and intelligent boy. He was known to be very respectful and kind to others. And he grew up into a well-mannered, handsome young man. One day, while Musa alayhi salam was out walking in the town, he saw two people fighting each other. He saw the one person beating one of the people from Bani Israel. And he was very, very confused. And he shouted to them and said, "Stop, stop, what are you doing? Why are you beating this poor man?" And without listening to the explanation from the Egyptian soldier, he assumed that the soldier was being cruel to Bani Israel as usual. And he shouted at the soldier to stop. The soldier became very confused. "How dare you talk to us like this," Musa? "You know that it is our right. We get to treat Bani Israel however we want." But Musa alayhi salam said that this is not right. The Egyptian soldier went and tried to attack Musa alayhi salam. And so Musa alayhi salam hit him. And he hit him so hard that the Egyptian soldier fell back and died. The man from Bani Israel was very confused. He couldn't believe that Musa alayhi salam killed an Egyptian soldier, and he ran away in fright. Musa alayhi salam immediately felt very bad for what he did. He understood that he did not listen to the full story and he had harmed another person. And immediately he asked Allah for forgiveness. The next day, he saw that same man. He was walking in the town again, and he saw that same man from Beni Israel fighting and arguing with yet another person. Musa alayhi salam was shocked. He said, "Didn't I just see you fighting yesterday? Verily, you are a troublemaker. You are always fighting and quarreling with someone." At this, when the men from Beni Israel saw and heard these strong words from Musa alayhi salam, he became frightened and he started backing away and shouting in front of all of the people. And he said, "Oh Musa, are you going to harm me and kill me like you did with that Egyptian soldier yesterday?" All of the people started to stop and look at him. What? Musa alayhi salam killed an Egyptian soldier? There was going to be a huge penalty for such an action, and he was suddenly in big trouble. A man from Beni Israel, another man from Beni Israel ran to Musa alayhi salam and told him to run away. Run as far away as you can. Run away from the wrath of the Fir'aun. He will surely kill you if he finds out that you killed an Egyptian soldier. So Musa alayhi salam became very scared. He said, "What should I do? The Fir'aun raised me. Am I going to live here forever?" But the man insisted, "You have to leave, Musa. You have to save yourself." So, in the middle of the night, Musa alayhi salam gathered all of his belongings and he ran far away from Egypt. He ran into the desert and traveled in the desert for many days. It was hot and tiring, and he couldn't even handle walking for days in the hot, dry desert sun. But he continued on and on and on, resting very little, sleeping during the night, trying to gather water until at last he reached the town of Midian. And in this town of Midian, things were about to change for Musa alayhi salam forever. We're going to learn about what happens to Musa alayhi salam in Midian next week, inshallah. So, I hope you enjoyed our story time today, and there are some interesting lessons that we learned in this one. We learned first and foremost that we shouldn't be fighting people all the time. We should try to find solutions to get along with others, not to always fight and argue and quarrel with others. If we do have to fight and argue with people, then we should ask Allah for guidance so that we do not do something that is wrong and we do not misjudge them. And in everything that we do, we have to always remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes first in every decision that we make. Insha'Allah. And as always, thank you so much for joining me in today's story time. I can't wait to learn more about Prophet Musa with you. And inshallah, I will see you next week. Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum.